What is up guys, Max here, and welcome back to another tutorial. Now in today's tutorial we're going over how to get started inside of Premiere Rush. Now this tutorial is geared towards people who have never used it before. They want to get into a little bit of video editing, they may not do it full time, and they just need to get something out quick for their boss, because their boss was like, hey, can you edit this thing? And you're like, you just kind of have to say yes. You're like, I'll do it, I guess so. And here we are on YouTube learning how to edit videos. So let's get started. Now what's great about Premiere Rush and a lot of Adobe products is you can actually hop over to adobe.com and download a free trial and just give it a go. It doesn't cost you a thing, and you'll be able to create your project for work for free. There's a 30-day free trial, give it a whirl, and depending on who you work for, you may be able to get the software for free. I know some companies give their employees access to the software because it's like a thing. Okay, so you may ask yourself, why Premiere Rush over Premiere Pro? Well, it's kind of self-explanatory. Premiere Rush is for people in a rush. It's really quick and dirty editing, in my opinion. It's pretty neat because of the magnetic timeline, but it's super simple to get started. Now, before we get started, feel free to download the example footage I left down in the description. It's just a MediaFire link, some of my stock footage. Download it, use it to follow along. Let's go. Now here we are inside of Premiere Rush, and this is the first thing you'll see. If this is the first time you're opening the software, you may be able to go through a tutorial sequence that Adobe prompts you, which I advise on doing. It's really helpful, and I cover the same things, but that tutorial sequence might be the way to go. But in any case, we're gonna make a quick video. Alright, so anytime in Premiere Rush, when you get started, there's always gonna be a create new project button, so we hit that, and Premiere Rush opens up all your files and looks kind of nuts. This is where you're going to select your media for your project and also name your project. Let's call this test, because I'm just, or tutorial, that's fine. I'm typing with one hand. Much slower. So tutorial, and then I'm going to find the footage that I'll be using for this project. And here's my footage. Now this could be the footage that you just downloaded in the example. Now I'm going to select half of the footage, 12 through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to unselect these for now. We'll use those later, and hit create. The first thing that Premiere Rush will do is prepare the media, which not sure what that means, but it'll drop it into a timeline for us. And right off the bat, we can go ahead and start playing our movie. And as you can see now, if the footage is playing back kind of slow for you, which it may be, you can click these three little dots and do preview quality and click low or medium. Now I'm going to set it to low just so it plays back faster for us. Alright, there you go. Now, the cool thing about Premiere Rush is you have your clips. Let's say you have your conference video or your executive talking, something like that. You can actually move these clips around. These are all separate clips. So if I put this here, Premiere Rush will automatically switch the clips for me, which is super helpful, super nice. Now, if you grab a clip, you can actually shorten it by grabbing the end. So we can go ahead and shorten these clips, make them all a lot shorter. So a quick little 39-second video. The first clip is the Mayan ruins. The next is the driver, more Mayan ruins, and some dessert. Now, let's drag in that other footage that we didn't import originally. So I have the last two pieces of footage right here. I'll highlight both of them and drag them into the timeline. Now Premiere Rush, you can put them between the other clips, or you can add them on the end, just like so. And just like before, we're going to shorten these clips. Now when you're importing content into Premiere Rush, I'm just importing videos, but you'll be able to import pictures, anything of that nature, just like I'm doing here by dragging and dropping it into your timeline, or importing it during the opening segments of creating a new project. And now we're going to add some music. Now you can drag in any old music track you want, but I just found something I used from a previous tutorial, which is not a file that I can give you. But as you can see, we've dragged in our music, and the first thing when we start playing the video, the music is pretty loud. We want to lower the volume of this music track. Also, a way you could lower the volume of any track. So we'll click the music and click this audio button up here on the right, and we'll lower the music volume. Click the audio button again to make this go away. And now I want to cut this music to the end. I only want it to be a minute long, right here. So what we'll do is use the scissors tool with the music selected and click the scissors tool, and it actually cuts the music for us. Now we can delete this out by clicking and clicking delete, And also, we want to add titles on the front and the end of this video. And this is after we've moved the clips around and we've selected stuff, we've reordered the things how we need them to be reordered. If your clips have audio, the audio will show up down below. But before we add titles, I want to make this timeline a little more complicated, just to show you the capabilities of Premiere Rush. What we'll do is take this clip right here and we'll drag it on top, move it right here. Take this clip right here and drag it on top as well. And as you can see, now this footage is layered. So when we hit playback, we have our music with a lower volume and the footage will change. Now let's add in those titles. So we'll hit this little tool right here called Title. Opens up a bunch of preloaded titles within Premiere Rush that you can kind of select from. It's taking its sweet time. Premiere Rush is going kind of slow. We'll take the basic default title right here and drag it into our timeline. And Premiere Rush automatically moves our footage over and automatically moved our music over. What we'll do is go to the beginning of the timeline, grab the music, move it down the timeline, just like so. Grab our title, click up here, double click the title, now we can retype it and call it My Movie. Now when you click the title, you have all these different editing options for the title. You can change the font, change the style, size, anything like that. I'm going to leave it default, but if you click the title button one more time, it makes that little editing option go away. Now another thing that I noticed on the footage that has these black bars, because the footage is actually more than HD, I want to scale the footage up a little bit so the black bars go away. So we'll click the footage and we'll click this little option right here called Crop and Rotate, and we will scale the footage with the scale option with the maintain proportions checked. So we'll scale this up to 100%, and we'll do this to every other clip in here. Now all the footage has been scaled up to 100% so it fills the frame. And from there you can also actually transform the footage. This is where you can move the footage around, stuff like that. And also if you wanted to crop the image. So this is a common question in a lot of videos. How do you crop something? Just click a clip, click Advanced on your Transform tool, and now you have your cropped options. You can actually start cropping your image. Now we don't need to do that today, but I did want to show you how to crop it. You can also actually change the opacity of an image. So if we click this clip right here, and change the opacity, which is the opaqueness, you can actually have a see-through sort of image. Now, I want my title to fade in between to the next clip. So instead of My Movie just clipping to the clip, I want it to actually fade to the next clip. So what I'll do is click Title. I will click on Transitions right here, top right, and click Cross Dissolve, which creates the fade. What's really cool is if I highlight all of my clips and click Cross Dissolve, it automatically adds fades for each clip. We may increase the volume of our audio as well, just by a hair. Just like so. Now we'll add an outro title. Grab our title tool. This looks basic title with a subline right there. We'll do this. We will change this. We'll double click this, type fin. And look out for more. Now there are other titles you can use to drag and drop that are a little more animated and stuff like that, but the same principle follows each title. You have your editing options right here. Here's our fin editing option. We can change our font, etc. like that. Doesn't matter. Super simple. And we'll actually drag our music clip down right here and click Cross Dissolve on our music as well to make the music fade out. Now, if you want this music to fade out with a longer time span, it's loud and then just goes away. We want it to actually take longer to fade out instead of the quick 2 seconds it happens. So click your cross dissolve and click edit in the transition and actually change the duration of the cross dissolve. We do a whole 3 seconds. And click fin as well and add cross dissolve. And one quick tip before we finish up, you may be making your video for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or your phone. So there's a quick cool thing you can do to make sure your video is formatted correctly. So what you'll do is you'll click sequence right up here, go to orientation and choose vertical for maybe a phone. And from here you would scale up your images like we learned before, or click orientation and do square for square Instagram videos, just like that. But we're going to change our orientation back to horizontal for our HD video. And one more cool tip, when you're almost finished making your video, you can actually click this button right here to add more media or drag it in like we did before, or click this button to show everything that is currently in our project, which is pretty cool. I'll turn this off. And a final cool tip is this bar down here. If your project gets really large, you can actually use this bar to zoom in and out from the media on the timeline. Now, one more thing is we want to add color correction to all of our clips. So what we'll do is click on a clip we want to change the color of. Click this little tool right here called color, and actually you can choose a preset. There's all these fancy presets we can select from, black and white, etc., stuff like this. This looks a little more dynamic. Ooh, this SL Gold looks nice. And we can actually click the edit option right here and have basic color options for all of our clips. So you can actually increase the brightness, increase the contrast, stuff like that. But if your clip is a little too dark, you can use these clips or these options to make them look a little better. Now there's a few more shortcut tools inside of Premiere Rush that are pretty helpful. This tool that we used before to cut our music does the same thing for footage. It cuts the footage in half, so if you want to delete half the clip, etc. like that, no big deal. We'll undo that by clicking Control Z or Command Z on your keyboard. Then this little option is called duplicate, and it's literally what it's called. It duplicates the clip, which also extends our timeline. So if you needed the same clip multiple times in the timeline, no problem. This is the delete button, which deletes a clip, which I would just normally use delete on my keyboard. And this button's pretty cool. It's called expand audio. So when you click it, it just expands the audio so you can see more of it. And this button right here, I don't know how often you'll use, but it's called control tracks. When you click it, it shows all your different layer properties. So as we can see, there's 2 layers in here, this footage up here. We can actually hide this footage. Turn it off with the eye right here. Same thing for this. If you have multiple layers of audio, you may have some vocals or someone talking with music in the background, maybe from an interview you're editing for work, and that's pretty simple. But you can silence the music or click this button to actually record voiceover directly inside of Premiere Rush. I'm using a Voiceover Mic plugged into my computer right here, so if I click this button and tap it again, it will automatically start recording my voice for this video, which is a pretty cool feature inside of Premiere Rush, especially if you're trying to narrate a small presentation video that you're creating. And we'll play that back. Start recording my voice for this video, that's pretty cool, but we don't need this. It's kind of embarrassing, so we're going to delete that. Now, let's say you're happy with your video and you want to export it and share it with the world. You'll click the share button at the top right here, and I'm going to save it locally. I'm not going to post it to YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram just yet. This is pretty interesting for Instagram stories if you want to post it, stuff like that. But we're going to change the file name to test video. Has the estimated file size. We're going to save to our actual tutorial folder in a new folder called exports. Remember to always organize your files for easy location later. And advanced settings, we're going to set our resolution to Ultra HD. Yours can be HD, it doesn't matter. Frame rate 23.976. audio channels is stereo, quality to high. And then we'll click export. Now, depending on what type of computer you're using, it may take a little longer to export your video than it does on my machine. I have a custom video editing workstation that I use every day for work that helps me edit quicker, but this will work on your laptop, your MacBook, anything like that, no problem at all. Now that our video is finished exporting, we can actually click View in Explorer, or if you're on a Mac, View in Finder, and it will automatically open up. I called it Yes Video, not Test Video. I now realize I misspelled that. We'll double click on this, and there it is. Our video is playing back just like intended. The file size is really good. It's 321 megabytes for a 4K video that's only about a minute long, not too bad. It is good quality to upload to YouTube, Facebook, anything of that nature. Now, this was just the basics of Premiere Rush. If you are a new editor and you're looking for more advanced options, feel free to leave a comment down below on what you would like to see, and I would gladly put that together for you. Now, if you're really crazy, you might want to jump over to Premiere Pro, but it allows you to do way more advanced editing techniques that are inside the video, and kind of pretty much limitless options. It's a little more complicated, it's a lot more to get used to, but in the long run, you will be able to make better content. Now, I'm not saying you can't make great content inside of Premiere Rush. It is brand new software. I'm sure there's some bugs. It's a little buggy in my computer sometimes, but there's definitely some creators out there that are making really cool content with this software. And that's it. That is an introduction to video editing with Premiere Rush, brand new piece of software on the market. As always, I am Max. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being a part of the channel. And if you are new and you've never seen this face before, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more content. I try to keep it very friendly, a lot of creative content to teach you and help you on your journey of creating content, just as I'm on my own journey as well. I cover a lot of different tutorials, a lot of different animation and video editing software, and occasionally I'll do like a tech review or some video that doesn't matter, just something that I wanted to put together. But that is about it for today. Thank you for watching. Till next time, peace.